Hello everyone, it's me Clayton. I just finished watching Zack Snyder's Justice League, aka the Snyder Cut. Now, ever since the 2017 Justice League got a pretty meh reaction from a lot of people, many people believed that there was a cut of the film that would answer their concerns and that would actually turn out to be a better product. Well, 4 years after Justice League came out, we have the Snyder Cut, which is a 4-hour version of the Justice League movie that, while it has pretty much the same plot, it couldn't be more different when it comes to the content. But let's get to the story, shall we? Very much like the 2017 Justice League film, the story does follow Batman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Flash, Aquaman, and Superman as they attempt to stop Steppenwolf from taking over Earth and turning it into another world conquered for the sake of Darkseid. But this version has many more scenes, much more context, and a lot of added content to flesh everything out and to show what could have been if Zack Snyder was able to achieve his vision for the film when it was first theatrically released. On top of fleshing out Steppenwolf and fleshing out and even showing off characters who didn't even get shown in the previous films, such as Joker, Darkseid, and even Martian Manhunter. But that's all I'll say about the story. The story here is honestly much better told than it was in the original cut of the film. Not only do certain rushed elements get fleshed out for the 4-hour runtime, but certain characters who felt like they were either underdeveloped or not handled particularly well are ultimately handled a lot better here. That's especially the case with Cyborg. He gets an entire arc to delve into it, and on top of adapting his past that's been adapted several times in the animated series that he's appeared in, Cyborg also gets to go through a personal journey that's very emotional and honestly got me to really understand why I love his character so much, even more than when I loved him as in Teen Titans. He went from just another member of the Justice League to being a character we can actually identify with and sympathize with. And you could say the same for Ezra Miller's Flash as well. Not only do we see Iris West in this film, but also we get a lot more funny quips from the Flash, we get a lot more scenes of him contributing, and we even get to see how the context for the scene from Future Flash came to be when it came to that scene from Batman vs. Superman. We get to see the context for that, and that's great. And even the biggest problem from the original Justice League film, the depiction of Steppenwolf, is mostly fixed here. Not only are the effects on his armor and the effects on his overall CGI appearance far better, but we're given a reason as to why he's doing what he does, and it gets us to understand why he goes as far as he does for the sake of his master Darkseid. And when Darkseid does show up, he does show what could have been if this was the Justice League that was allowed to be in theaters. Imagine this Darkseid in a future DC movie. Imagine that one being the Thanos of this DC cinematic universe. I mean, it's very unlikely, but definitely the feeling of what could have been is all throughout this film. And even characters that I wasn't looking forward to seeing, like Jared Leto's Joker, are handled far better here than he was in, say, Suicide Squad. And after he didn't even make a cameo in Birds of Prey, I thought for sure Jared Leto was damaged goods, but apparently not so. And on top of that, the effects are a lot better. The R rating is taken full advantage of here when it comes to the blood splatters and even some occasional language that actually doesn't feel overwrought. It feels like there's just enough foul language in here for the situation at hand that it's justified. And on top of all that, every single hero gets something to do, and you get to see Zack Snyder's creative vision fully being embraced in this version. And that's why I think the Snyder Cut is ultimately the better version of Justice League. Whether you personally like or dislike Zack Snyder's work at all, I definitely think this one is worth a watch just to see what could have been and to see what happens when a director finally gets to cut loose with his creative vision. That's why I'm going to give the Snyder Cut an 8 out of 10. See you next time.